Hi everyone, it's me Lucky, and in today's video I'm going to share the books that I read in the month of January. January was a really good month for me in terms of reading, and I read a total of 5 books, of which 3 were fantasy, 1 graphic novel and a classic. In all, I read 2195 pages and I am pretty damn proud of myself. Also, I want to know you guys better and want to know your reading taste. For that, comment down below the books that you read in the month of January and which was your most favorite of them all. With that aside, let's begin. So the first book in this list is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. No matter how desperate or dire the situation, one should never pray to gods who answer after dark. But one woman in a moment of desperation does exactly that and is cursed to be forgotten by everyone. But after living 300 years with this curse, one day she meets a boy who remembers. Addie's curse works something like this. When you are with Addie and she's in front of you, you will remember her and you will remember the time that you have spent. But the moment you turn your back to Addie or go away from her, you will forget her. Every single part of her will be erased from your mind. We follow Addie from the beginning of the curse when she is struggling and trying to survive to the point when she has mastered it and using it to her advantage. I love Addie as a character. She is independent, strong and brave. Everything an amazing woman can be. I also love her grit and resilience to survive and the way in which she stands up to the dark god and never let him take her soul. Even though the magic is an important part of this book, it is not heavy on magic. But the best thing about this book is its ending. It couldn't have been better for me and I love it. Overall, I loved this book and gave it a 5 out of 5 stars, and it was a great start to the year. Also, this book deals with topics like loneliness and suicide, so if you are triggered by it, be warned. So the second book in this list is Animal Farm by George Orwell. In this book, all the animals in farm forms a rebellion and kick out the farmer. They take absolute control over the farm and form their own rules and laws. Things are pretty good at the beginning, but as the time passes, things start to go sideways. It is a satire about Russian Revolution or something I don't really know about, but I read it purely because I found the book really interesting. So even if you don't care about the historical aspect of this book, you can really enjoy it. This book has talking animals who can talk like humans, who form conversations which will make you laugh again and again and again throughout the book. The writing in this book will make you laugh and think at the same time. The animals, after taking absolute control of the farm, form their own hierarchy in which pigs are at the top. And through that, this book shows how people, after getting in power, can manipulate and use it to their own advantage, even though others suffer. It is a really fun and easy to read book, and I completed it in just 2 days. So highly recommending it. I gave it a total of 4 out of 5 stars. The next book in this list is Assassin's Apprentice by Hobb. The Kingdom of Six Duchies is about to get into a civil war as the news breaks out that the king has fathered a bastard child. His name is Fitz and he is despised. He is given to the stable master to take care of and grows with him. Then he is trained in the art of assassination and magic. Everyone wants Fitz to be dead and are trying very hard to do so. But Fitz has to survive because he might just be the one who is destined to save this kingdom. It took me a while to get into the story. I had to push through the first 100 pages, but after that I was quite invested and it was a quite enjoyable read. There are 2 types of magic in this book. One is forbidden, other is used widely. One is despised, other is desired. And our main character has them both. The magic in this is quite wonderful and I want it for myself. The only thing that I will say about this magic is that it lets you get into other people's minds regardless of your distance from them. The story is quite good and I overall enjoyed the book. I give it a 4 out of 5 stars and I'm definitely recommending it if the story seems interesting to you. This book has some really good magic, politics and attempts to assassination. So if it seems interesting to you, definitely pick it up. The fourth book in this list is The Boy, the Mole, the Fox and the Horse by Charles Mackesy. This book doesn't actually have a story but is bits and pieces of conversation between 4 friends, a boy, a mole, a fox and a horse. Conversation goes in question and answer type in which one of them asks a question and the other 3 answer it in the most beautiful ways. This book provides you hope and the strength to deal with and survive through difficult and sad times. Even though the conversation is short and vague, the meaning that it provides is huge. I never reread books, but after finishing this book, I just knew that I want to read it again and again and again. It is that good. This book is for all kind of people. Even if you are a 10-year-old or a 60-year-old, you will like it and gain something from it. So I am highly recommending it to everyone out there. Also, especially if you're going through some low period or sad time in your life, I highly recommend you to read it. And even if you are not, just read it. I give it a 5 out of 5 stars and I just loved it and I will reread it again and again. So the fifth and the final book that I read in the month of January is The Word of Radiance by Brandon Sanderson. It is the second book in the Stormlight Archive series and it has made me fall in love with the series more. In the first book, we follow 4 main characters. A surgeon who had to join an army and then was forced into slavery. A prince who is having some weird visions and who might be on the verge of madness. A woman who is planning a scandalous robbery from her own teacher. A white-cloaked assassin who weeps while killing his victims. One of them is responsible for the doom of the world, and the other might just be the one who redeems it. This book expands the world of Roshar more to us and introduces us to more magics than the first book. This magic system had 10 different types of magic which are really cool and the action with them is amazing. This book has made me stay up at night on multiple occasions because I just can't put it down. It is just amazing. I am in love with Brandon Sanderson's world and writing and I want to devour every single one of his books and worlds. As you may imagine, I flow through this book and give it 5 out of 5 stars. If you are a fan of high fantasy, definitely pick this series up. So these are all the books that are read in the month of January. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel and definitely comment down below the books that you read in the month of January. And I'll see you next time.